The Denver Nuggets come in here 8-8. They've lost their last 2 games at home. They're 2-5 on the road. It's time now for your McDonald's, I'm loving it, starting lineups. And this Denver team, they've got some injury problems, but Anthony and Martin will start tonight. Camby having a great year. Johnson and Miller, and the coach is going to be a different coach. Scott Brooks will run the Nuggets tonight for the 2nd game in a row. Pinch hitting for George Karl, who's serving the 2nd game of a 2-game suspension. The Suns, on the other hand, will have Kurt Thomas back in the starting lineup after missing the last 3 games as a starter. Diaw will move to the number 4 spot. Marion, Bell, and Nash. Mike D'Antoni, one season was the head coach of the Nuggets in 98 and 99. His defense has been the catalyst in this team's turnaround. And it's time now for the Kia keys to the game. Kia Motors, the power to surprise. And here's Thunder Dan with those keys.
Gary, so nice of you to ask. First, transition defense. Denver leads the league in fast break points at 21.3. Second is one-on-one defense, and that means Andre Miller and Carmelo Anthony in the post. They want to be able to play them man up so they don't have to go down and double team. And then no easy buckets with Kenyon Martin and Marcus Camby. They really look, if you overplay them, to go backdoor for the lob, so they got to be aware of that.
Well, the Suns are coming off a very impressive win against Indiana, but this will be a major test here tonight. Denver is a team that last year stormed to the playoffs when George Karl took over. They, down the stretch, posted a 32-8 record, and they were just absolutely outstanding at home. This game is available in high definition. Call your local cable or satellite provider for HD information. We'd also like to welcome our audience on NBA TV International.
And it must be scary how good you look in HD.
Yeah. Well, it might go the other way. It may expose all the warts. Derek Stafford, Leroy Richardson, and Bill Kennedy, the 3 officials. This Nuggets team coming in here trying to break a 2-game losing streak. The Suns, the hottest team in the NBA, looking for their 5th straight win. And you look at this Denver team, Dan, I mean, they are vastly talented.
Well, it all started, like you said, with George Karl taking over this team. Got a lot of confidence. Carmelo Anthony really started to play well. Has played well of late here this season. Is coming off that sprained ankle, so we're anxious to see how he plays. But got a bunch of athletes out there. Kenyon Martin can really run. Marcus Camby, Andre Miller, a very physical point guard, likes to post up, good passer. So this is a team that can be very dangerous.
Well, my partner here is playing under duress. He's coming back from surgery on Monday for his ankle and foot. You gonna be all right?
I'm day-to-day, Gary.
Day-to-day. Glad to have you with me. And here comes a tip, and DeMar Johnson comes up with it. Andre Miller coming off of a season-high 33-point game in their last game. They lost to the Hornets. Here's DeMar Johnson, who played with Kenyon Martin 1 year at the University of Cincinnati. It comes into his former college teammate. Martin is playing with a bad knee, backs in against Kurt Thomas. Thomas playing the good defense, very good defense.
Very good, as you said. Kenyon Martin very quick, got a nice first step of the basket. Thomas did a good job of keeping him in between him and the basket, made him take a tough jump shot.
Boris Diaw picked up by Carmelo Anthony. Here comes Roger Bell. Sean Marion from outside. The shot not going. Kurt Thomas tried to tip it, could not. And here comes Denver. Boy, Kenyon Martin fell down trying to get out there defensively. You wonder if he's still having problems with that knee. Here is Miller. Miller brings it out to Camby. He's just having a sensational season for this Denver club. They dump it into Carmelo, who sprained his ankle 2 games ago, and he looks like he's back.
Let's talk about the one-on-one defense in the post with Carmelo. It's going to be a tough matchup for Sean. Carmelo, a very talented scorer in the block.
Carmelo Anthony, of course, as a freshman, led Syracuse to the NCAA basketball title. Kenyon Martin comes up with a steal. Now, the Suns got off the mark very effectively the other night, scoring 35 points in the first quarter, and still looking for their first points in this first quarter. Nash to Marion. He pops and gets the bounce.
A beautiful pass by Steve Nash behind the back, and Sean, one of the better finishers in the league, a little floater from 12 feet.
We're tied at 2. Both these teams have been playing pretty good defense. We talked about the Suns, how effective they've been, but in the 8 wins this year for this Denver team, they've allowed only 87.5 points. There's Kenyon Martin with a little jump hook, and here comes Nash the other way. Nash is just playing sensational basketball, feeds Kurt Thomas, and Nash looks like the Nash we saw all last year.
Yeah, just no recognition by Denver at all, as Kurt Thomas just ran down the middle of the floor. Nobody picked him up. Steve with a nice bounce pass. The Suns have been playing better defensively because they haven't doubled in the post. That way they'll be able to rebound better and get out and run.
Good point as DeMar Johnson Bad looking shot. They must have opened a window somewhere. Off it comes to Nash. Nash trying to push the envelope, gives it to Marion. Rebound by Camby. Camby leading the NBA at 13.8 a game at the start of the night. Second in block shots. And if Camby stays healthy, he is a lot of trouble. From outside, Anthony again. Well, Anthony last year started taking better shots under George Karl, and his shooting percentage really started to go up.
Yeah, and you know, he's only shooting 13% from threes, which is not a very good long-range shooter, but he has that mid-range game and in the post, so as long as he concentrates in that from that 20 and in, he's a pretty good shooter.
So the Suns lead cut to 2 as Nash already had 3 assists. See, the Suns hit 3 of their first 5 shots in this ball game. In it comes to Anthony. Anthony traveled with the ball. You know, to go back to your defensive talk a little bit ago about the turnaround defensively, they started simplifying things, Dan, started going one-on-one. They took ownership on that rather than doubling so many people.
Well, to be a good defensive player and a good defense team, you have to take ownership. You have to guard your man. And when you start double teaming and running all around the court, it's hard for you to guard your man. It's hard to be a good defensive team. And what Dan Tony said is, you know, Kurt Thomas is a very good defensive player. Raja Bell, a very good defensive player. Sean Marion, very good. So why can't we be a good defensive team? We just got to own up and play our own man.
And it was a shrewd move, and it was a concerted effort by all the coaching staff to go that way. Andre Miller misses the shot. Nash comes down to the rebound. Nash, as we mentioned, now with 4 assists in the ball game. 4 assists in 4 minutes. Not too bad, huh? He goes inside, and they have a switch now as Camby jumps out on him, and Nash just shoots it over him.
Well, that's what he's the best at in the league of anybody. He keeps his dribble alive and just surveys the floor. That time, just took his time. Marcus Camby switched on me, backed up, and shot a jump shot. Nash
shooting 56% in this 4-game winning streak. Suns now on an 8-2 run into DeMar Johnson, and he easily puts it home. DeMar Johnson, of course, coming back from that severe neck injury he sustained in an auto accident when his car hit a tree. A lot of people didn't know if he'd ever play again, and he's been a starter now for the last 2 years for the Nuggets. Marion now pulls up, brings it out to Nash. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Nash will try it again. Steve leaves it a little bit short. Rebound eventually cleared by Johnson off to Kenyon Martin and the streaking Andre Miller. And so they take a page out of the Suns book.
Well, that's what Denver wants to do. They want to get that rebound off the boards and get out and run. Like I said, they're a very good fast-breaking team.
Well, you look at them. They're averaging 21 fast break points a game. They being Denver, and that's tops in the league. That ball turned over. Andre Miller coming back the other way. And we're going to have somebody grabbing and a foul as they break up the floor. And who are they going to call that on? I guess it's going to be on Johnson. I did not see it. I guess he grabbed somebody by the shorts as they were going up the court.
And that's illegal, Gary.
It is illegal. Don't you grab my shorts. Off it comes now to Nash. Nash picked up. They switch out with Camby on him. And there's a steal by Miller again. Suns having a tough time taking care of the ball right now. Here's Camby. That's what he does too, Dan, is he runs the floor so well.
Well, a 7-footer can get out and run like that as the Suns capitalize and get back themselves. But the one thing you don't want to do against a Denver team is turn the ball over. They average about 8.5 steals a game, which is 3rd in the league. And that allows them to get out and run and get some easy baskets.
And so the Suns come back and make a pay at the other end. Marion is fouled by DeMar Johnson. Sean Marion been struggling this year at the free throw line, shooting 72% after shooting 83 a year ago. And he starts out missing his first of the night.
See here, Steve trying to make that bounce pass, and Andre Miller gets a hand on him and then leads the break. And Camby at 7 feet really gets out and run and finishes well. So the Suns have to do a better job of taking care of the ball, not allowing Denver to get out and run. And Sean has struggled a lot, but what's so impressive about his game, he comes in and he'll have a bad game and have 20 and 10.
Yeah, well, he's had double-doubles now in 11 of 13 games. He started the year with 7 straight double-doubles. And there's a pass, beautifully done, Miller to DeMar Johnson.
That's what I was talking about at the beginning of the game. You don't want to overplay them so much because they really look to backdoor you for the lobs.
Nuggets up by 1 for a moment, and then Boris Diaw closes the deal, and the Suns up by 1. I cannot get over Boris Diaw. He has just been such a surprise. He fills up the stat sheet, and you can see the Suns are doing a good job shooting, as are the Nuggets here in the early going. Boris Diaw with the assists, the rebounds, the scoring, and with his 4th straight start. Here is Miller going inside and knocked down Raja Bell. No whistle. Ahead it comes to Marion. Marion really getting down the floor in a hurry.
Well, I really think Miller got away with the charge there as he lowered that left shoulder. Raja did a good job of getting his feet set and took the charge, just didn't get the call.
And there's Raja Bell missing from outside. Raja's not been shooting as well during this 4-game streak as he was earlier. And away for the ball, we're going to have a foul. They're going to call it on Diaw. He was tangled up inside. So Dial, who has been drawing all the tough defensive assignments, tonight it's Camby. And that's the other remarkable thing, Dan, is defensively what he's been able to do.
Well, he's so long, and yet he's quick, so he can guard a lot of different types of players, and Camby's going to have a problem driving around Dial, and he can use his size against Camby.
And there's the ball batted away by Sean Marion, and then they say Marion stepped out of bounds. It'll be Denver ball, and we have a timeout, 5:56. The Nuggets with the early lead, 14-13. 10 of the Nuggets, 14 points have been in the paint, and they have the lead 14-13. It's time for a Geico quote of the game. Geico Auto Insurance, 15 minutes could save you 15% on a car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. The quote is from Nuggets head coach George Karl talking about the officiating in the lost Monday to the Nets. He said, to let Vince Carter flop 2 calls to get the whistle to end the game, I was disappointed. There's a rumor out of the league office that we're trying to take flopping out of the game, but I don't think that was orchestrated very much in these 2 calls. Carl later had this reaction to his suspension.
Oh, there's no question I was surprised. Yeah, I was shocked by severity and announcement. And I thought I'd be fine, but, you know, there's different philosophies that I probably wasn't aware of, and I've hurt my team again, and I feel bad about it.
And his team just missed the shot after the timeout as the Suns come back now. Carl missed the first game of the year after visiting a May workout, and that was illegal. There were some guys who had not declared for the draft yet. And then the last 2, and the guy who replaced him has not won a ball game thus far.
Well, where he got in trouble, Gary, is I thought he said that he felt the refs gave the Nets a few free throws in the fourth quarter as makeup calls. And when you question the integrity of the league, that's when you're going to have a problem. And in fact, the league has sent out a memo to all the other 29 teams that when you do question the integrity of the league, you're going to have some serious fines. And that's where he got in trouble. And he didn't feel that that was his intent. He just wanted to make a statement trying to get some better calls for his team, and he obviously feels bad about it, and it probably won't happen again, I would think.
That was a shot of Scott Brooks. He played on a Houston Rockets team that won a championship, but he is 0-3 as a coach in replacing Carl, as that turnover gives it back to the Suns at the 5:16 mark. Suns are shooting 54.5%, 58% for the Denver Nuggets in the early going. Approaching 5 minutes to go in this first quarter of play. Thomas on a handoff to Bell. Bell with a good-looking shot, and he gets a bounce.
And that's what Kurt Thomas does. I don't care if he scores a whole lot of points, but he does such a good job of the little things. They're setting a nice screen, getting Raja Bell open.
Well, the thing that he's also been doing, Dan, as you very well know, Kurt Thomas has been rebounding. 28 rebounds in the last 2 games. And it comes now to Carmelo Anthony backing down on Marion, and he uses that shoulder, but Marion hung tough. Good defense. Marion took a pretty good bump that time as he went inside.
Well, that's what we're talking about, one-on-one defensively. Sean, a very good defensive player, gets a lot of blocks and steals there, just using his height and his jumping ability, gets up there and blocks a shot.
Here comes a fascinating player into the game. His name is Earl Boykins. He's 5'5", and the guy can play.
Where did he go to school?
He went to the Chippewas.
No.
No?
Eastern Michigan.
Oh,
Central
I'm sorry.
Michigan's
That's Central Michigan. Excuse me.
Don't embarrass me.
I am so sorry. It's not.
He's good, but he's
what
not
is
that
Eastern
good.
Michigan's nickname?
Eastern Michigan Huron. I don't know. Who cares?
Here's James Jones now outside, and he hit the 3. And James Jones proud to own the three-point zone. And Fulton Holmes donates another $150 to Suns Charity.
I just know we used to beat the living heck.
I'm sure when you were there, you creamed them.
Dominated them.
Here is Camby driving to the hole, and Camby now is able to make this a 2-point game. Suns up 18-16. There's a pass intended for Bell, a little too much on it. He thought Steve Nash thought he was cutting towards the basket, did not.
And what's made Marcus Camby a better player is he's developed an outside jump shot pretty consistently, so you have to get out there and guard him, which allows him to use his quickness and get to the basket.
From outside, Camby tries one, and the rebound cleared by Kurt Thomas.
And he just made me look bad. Because that jumper was
pretty hard to do that, though, I must admit. It's very hard. Here's Jones now, who was really struggling that night against his former team, Indiana, but he came out and hit a 3 early, and there's another 3. Raja Bell connects from behind the line, and Bell proud to own the three-point zone. And Fulton Holmes, another $150 to Suns Charities. 21-16, the Suns now hit 2 of 4 behind the line. Camby, good defense that time by Jones. Carmelo Anthony, boy, he is smooth, isn't he?
He can flat out score it, that's for sure. And I talked about his mid-range jump shooter, very good shooter, and also able to put it on the floor.
And there is Marion trying to follow. Now it looked like for a moment that ball was almost tipped by Denver. Now they're saying the Suns had offensive interference, and so they're going to give the ball over to the Denver Nuggets.
See replay here as Raja hits that little runner. Sean Marion's going to go up and...
Yep. They are going to give them the basket.
Oh, they gave us that, I was going to say.
Yeah, but for a moment they didn't call the first one. It was the second one. As they were over the bucket at that particular time. Here comes Miller driving inside, muscles his way. Camby tries a follow tip. Here comes Marion back the other way. Nash to the trailing Bell. And Raja Bell with a two. Tell you what, Bell has come out and he's firing well. He had been struggling the last few games. He had hit 14 of 44 shots in the last 4, but tonight he has hit 3 of 5 in the early going. 25-18 Phoenix, 2:28 to go. The Suns with their biggest lead of the game. Anthony goes in and Marion fouls him. Boy, what a battle between Marion and Anthony.
They really are just going right at Sean Marion with Carmel Anthony there, just using his strength, just catches the ball, goes right at the basket, and then Steve Nash waiting, letting the play develop. Raja Bell pulls up. Like you said, he's hot. Ring the bell!
All 5 starters for both teams have scored in this game. Suns up 25-18. This date in the NBA sponsored by Paddock Pools, Patios, and Spas. Experience the magic of Christmas now at all Paddock stores, where all your holiday needs. As December 2nd, 1986, the Washington Bullets beat the Boston Celtics 117-109 to end the Celtics' home court winning streak of 38 games. Although the game was played at the Hartford Civic Center instead of the Boston Garden, it still counted as a home contest for the Celtics. And here it is, the Purple Palace, the setting for tonight's ball game. The Suns, who have been playing very well at home, they've won 4 straight at home. As Eddie House, the flamethrower, has come into the ball game, averaging 16 points a game in the last 4 outings at home. Anthony at the free throw line. Carmelo Anthony's only 21 years old, the 3rd pick in the draft in 03. He was a runner-up to LeBron James for the Rookie of the Year. This guy has a really polished game for not playing that much in college.
Well, he's just a scorer. He can do it inside, does it outside. A very talented guy, and has played extremely well under George Karl.
Jim Jackson's coming to the lineup along with House. Here is Jim. Jim needs something to go. He is really not shooting the ball well. He misses there. He's only shooting 19% in the last 4 games. He needs something good to happen.
Because when Denver came out there playing a 2-3 zone, and Jim Jackson tried to bust it out with a long jump shot.
Earl Boykin strikes, hit one, does not. Here comes House the other way. Eddie House is becoming fast a fan favorite here in the Valley of the Sun.
He's my favorite.
James Jones, will you say that every night somebody's their favorite? You got to stick to what you really mean. Here is House missing now. Is he still your favorite after missing that?
Yeah, anybody who plays 13 minutes and averages 8 points and puts up a lot of jump shots is my favorite.
Okay. Here's Camby from outside, and Camby
showing some range I was talking about.
That's right. Marcus Camby averaging 16.3 a game. He comes off of a 16-point, 16-rebound performance. He's had 7 straight double-doubles for Denver. Here's Jones backing in on Anthony. They'll come back out with 8 on the shot clock. Suns up 25-22 and a little too long for Diaw.
Yeah, that was a good
6th turnover of the game.
That was a good cut by Boris Diaw. Just a bad pass by Jones. Just threw it too wide and Diaw couldn't get it. But James Jones struggled a little bit. Hasn't played very well. Shot the ball okay, but has to do a better job of being able to put the ball on the floor and creating for himself. Coming into the game now is Greg Buckner. He is number 7 for Denver. Guy who's been a very good bench player as Boykin's down the middle at 5'5". Not the smallest player in NBA history. Muggsy Bogues was 5'3", but he's amazingly effective. Well, he's the smallest player now, and that's better than being the smallest player in like the AD or BDL or whatever there is. So good for him. But see a guy there 5'5", getting all the way to the basket and laying in. That should never happen. Up it comes now to Marion. Marion backing in on Buckner and doesn't get the bounce. Camby comes down to the rebound. Quickly comes out to Miller. Andre Miller is very strong. Takes it to the hole, and he's going to go to the free throw line. Well, that's where he's at his best in the open court. He's so strong. He's able to get. Couldn't finish there, but got to the basket and got fouled. Jackson picks up the foul. Andre Miller
You might recall 4 years ago, he led the NBA in assists. At that time, it ended Jason Kidd's reign of 3 years as the guy who led this league in assists per game. Miller is in his 7th year. He was drafted by Cleveland, went to the Clippers, and signed as free agent with Denver, signed a 6-year deal. Tonight's game is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, official airline of the NBA. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom.
I've been told it's the Eastern Michigan Eagles.
The Eagles.
I just wanted to I didn't want my Mid-American friends mad at me.
Well, what I want you to know is I'm very sorry I said the Chippewas. I did a Central Michigan Chippewas football game. I should have remembered that.
Why wouldn't you?
Would you ever forgive me? I mean, I know that was blasphemous for me to do that. 25 all now with 31.6 seconds left in the first quarter. And it comes to Boykins. House comes out to pick him up. Now they switch. Jackson switches on Boykins. Eduardo Nahara is coming to the ball game. He gets it out to Camby, and Camby is just hitting everything he's putting up. He's 4 or 5 now.
Well, you know, a lot like Boris Diaw, if he's going to be able to step out and hit that jump shot, he's one of those guys who's pretty much unguardable.
Suns down by 2, going for the last shot now this first quarter. High screen by Diaw. Jackson, he'll try one and just won't go for him. Buckner with a rebound. Here comes Boykins. He's going to get this to count. If it goes, it does not. And so we have played 1 quarter here at the Purple Palace. And the Nuggets have the early advantage, 27-25. Nuggets shooting 52%, as are the Suns in the last 2:25. Denver outscored the Suns 9-0. Well, the Gorilla's the best mascot in the NBA and probably the best boxer. He takes on the Nuggets mascot, and he's down for the count. Let's take a look at who's getting the job done. Brought to you by Jobbing.com. Local jobs, fresh jobs, real jobs. Find them on Jobbing.com. And getting the job done thus far is Marcus Camby.
Yeah, has 8 points and 4 rebounds and running the floor well and stepping out and hitting that outside jumper. And we knew this Denver team to be successful, he'd have to play well. And both him and Carmelo Anthony having a nice first quarter.
Hey, this is the anniversary date of something very important, Dan.
It sure is. 13 years ago on this day, actually this night, we opened Marley's. December 2nd, 1992.
Now, by my bringing that up, does that mean I get comped again
as I come
over there?
Of course you do.
Just want to be sure.
13 years, Gary.
That's great. You know, I've been doing these games for 13 years now, to think about it. Coincidental, huh? Here's House outside now. We've had 6 lead changes, 4 ties in the ballgame. Both teams shooting 52%. And Diaw into the corner. Jackson, touch pass. Nice pass by Jackson to Thomas, and he's going to be fouled inside.
Yeah, and a good job by Diaw of recognizing the double team. Dribbled out, found a wide open Jim Jackson, who had a nice touch pass into Kurt Thomas, gets fouled.
The guy that fouled him is Earl Watson, who's just checked into the ballgame. He came over from the Memphis Grizzlies, a guy who really a lot of people surprised he left Memphis. He came to this Denver team, and they have a lot of guards, but Watson, a pesky guy, kind of a feisty player. Thomas misses a free throw. The Suns at the start of the night, 6th in the NBA in free throw shooting at 78%. As Thomas with his second opportunity of the night. Suns down by 2 and now 1. So also in the ball game for the first time is Linus Kleza, as Kenny Martin with that knee problem trying to stay loose to get ready, warmed up, come back in the ball game later. Buckner goes in, a running one-hander, and Kleza tried to bottle tip. He's a rookie who played at the University of Missouri out of Lithuania. Boris Diaw off to Jones, a 3-ball, not this time, and tip to Diaw. Diaw reverses it beautifully.
Well, here you see a couple of things that Boris Diaw does well. First the pass, and he goes up and gets the offensive rebound and finishes the shot.
And here's Jones the other way. Some of the intangibles you're starting to find out about Diaw. And there's Jones, strokes it nicely. James Jones was just trying too hard the other night against his former teammates. He went 0 for 4 from three-point land, only 1 of 6 shots. You can see he's settled back in tonight.
Yeah, that happens when you play against your old team. You really want to come out and play well, and he was just pressing too much.
Here is Boykins from outside. Rebound is cleared by Kurt Thomas. Thomas now with 4 rebounds. Suns have started the second quarter outscoring Denver 5-0. House from the corner, a 3-ball, and House is through on the three-point zone. And Fulton Holmes donates another $150 to Phoenix Suns charities. There's your guy.
Well, he doesn't need much room. I mean, you just give him a sliver of light, and he's going to let it go.
And here is Nahara driving inside. And Thomas with a one-arm rebound, then they throw it away. Back it comes to Boykins. Boykins will make them pay for it. Suns have turned it already over 7 times in this game.
Yeah, and I said you can't do this against this Denver team. They really take advantage of your turnovers.
29 points now for this Denver team. The Suns up, but you can see the Suns, as we mentioned, off to a good start. They had started out this quarter outscoring the Nuggets 5-0. Thomas turnaround jumper doesn't get the bounce. Nahara comes down to the rebound. Here comes Boykins the other way. But the Eagles of Eastern Michigan, he misses, and Klaiza tried to follow tip. It'll be off of Klaiza's Suns ball.
Well, Boykins sure likes to get in there and fire. Good recognitions by the Suns. They got a switch off on Thomas. Took Boykins down to the post. Missed a shot. The Suns, or the Nuggets, get it off the board. Take a quick jumper and just happen to miss.
Here's House doing a good job fighting the pressure by Boykins. Can't get the shot to go. Watson comes down to it. Watson played at UCLA. He started his career with Seattle, then went to Memphis, and that's going to be an offensive foul on Watson. Taking the charge that time was Kurt Thomas.
Well, the Nuggets being very aggressive, trying to take the ball all the way to the basket. Kurt Thomas does this all the time. Gives up his body, gets in the middle of the lane, takes a charge. Great team player.
Jim Jackson now some pressure on him. Buckner is a very good defensive player. Nice screen by Thomas. They bring it off to Diaw. Diaw takes Nahara inside. Nicely down off the glass.
And that's where he's very good, especially to his right, just putting his head down and getting to the basket. A very good finisher also.
Diaw with 8 points in the ball game. He's hit all 4 of his shots tonight. 35-29 Suns. Watson outside. They switch. Now they switch back. Off it comes now to Buckner. Buckner, who started 41 games last year for Denver. Nahara once, twice. Can't get it to go. Diaw comes out there with a pass to House. House will pull up, pop, and doesn't get the bounce. It'll be off the Suns. Eddie House upset he didn't hit that one.
Well, I think everybody was. I know he was going to shoot it. I thought he'd shoot a 3. Took a few dribbles in, just happened to miss it. But that's what we want out of Eddie House. Get out there and get an open shot. See here, Forrest Diaw taking it out. Finishes over Nahara. Let's get 2 days in the back. Wow!
Denver only 1 of 7 in the quarter. The Suns have hit half their shots, 4 of 8. Hey, check out special offers on Southwest.com for the latest and greatest in air, car, and hotel deals. With Thunder Dan Marley, I'm Gary Bender, his sidekick. Kind of stay with him here as we have 8:41 left to go in this first half. Suns have come out in the second quarter playing very well.
They have. Forrest Diaw played extremely well. Kurt Thomas on the boards. Eddie House has only hit 1 shot, but has brought the electricity to this building as he does every time he comes off the bench.
Here comes Boykins now. Boykins picked up by House. 8:30 to go in the first half of play. Camby getting ready to come back into the Nuggets lineup. Here's Carmelo Anthony. Anthony with 8 points goes inside against Diaw. And a good defensive effort by Diaw. And now they're going to reward him with that good play. It'll be an offensive foul against Anthony, who kind of pushed back.
Well, very good call by Derek Stafford. As after he shot the ball, Anthony's going to use his off arm and try to push Boris Diaw out to get the rebound. You see him going to use that right arm to try to get the rebound. Ref right there and call the offensive foul.
You know what's amazing about Diaw, Dan, is that he was a shooting guard for Atlanta, so we never saw him play defensively, the number 4 or 5 guy. And I mean, it's just amazing the transformation since he's come to Phoenix.
Well, I look at Boris Diaw, and the last thing I think about is a shooting guard.
Yeah,
the guy can handle it. His strength isn't shooting, obviously. It's putting it on the floor, using his size, getting the basket. A very good assist man off the dribble. So he just wasn't utilized well in Atlanta.
He was in the wrong position. Here's Anthony now, picked up by Diaw. Anthony has that little rocker move, doesn't he? It's kind of interesting how he shoots it.
You know, he's a good scorer, but great defense there by Boris. Made him take a tough jump shot.
35-29, the Suns with the lead. Here's Bell outside, picked up by Buckner. Nash with Watson on him. Coming out to set the screen is Diaw. 9 on the shot clock. Roger Bell off to a good start. Drives to the hole. Has the ball batted away. It'll be Suns ball with 3 to shoot. So with 3 to shoot, they'll inbound. It'll be House who will trigger it. Suns last year sweeping Denver. after the year before Denver had swept them. And there's Thomas. Nice ball fake. The shot clock winding down, and he got it.
Well, pretty standard play out of bounds. The two little guards went down squeeze. Kurt Thomas, man, stepped out. Like you said, a nice ball fake. Hit the jump shot.
Boykins misses. Suns have the biggest lead of the game now, up by 8. Ahead to Raja Bell. He has a trailing Diaw, and they have a double-digit lead. He is fouled. He'll go to the line.
Good play by both the guards. First, the outlet pass by Steve Nash, and Raja Bell putting his head down, gets to the basket, draws the defender, and just a little drop pass to Diaw with the finish. You're going to see here, Raja Bell is going to take it to the middle after a nice outlet pass, and then just drop it off to Diaw, who all has to do is catch it and finish it, and go to the free throw line. Bad foul by Buckner. Anytime you want to do that, you want to make sure you grab somebody's arm or make a hard foul so he's not able to get the ball to the basket.
And Diaw, the first guy now to be in double figures. He has 10 points. In the quarter, the Suns are smoking them. 6 of 11. Look at the Nuggets. 1 of 11 in the second quarter. The Nuggets last played against, as it comes off to the north. They lost to the Hornets on Wednesday after losing to the Nets on Monday. That ended an 18-game home winning streak under George Karl at the Pepsi Center. Here now is Martin, and good defense by Thomas. Suns are getting hands in their faces. They are really doing a good job measuring up defensively. And Bell with another 3. Raja Bell proud to own the three-point zone, and Fulton Holmes donates another $150 to Phoenix Suns charities. And timeout is called now as Scott Brooks has seen enough.
Well, George Karl is on the hotel phone asking for that minibar key down at the front desk, saying, "Bring that up now. I can't watch any more of this." Suns getting out and running. Nash with a nice bounce pass. Diaw, Raja Bell. Like I said, ring that bell.
Suns on an 18-2 run here in this second quarter as they bumped it up to 43-29. If you've missed the battle for the Territorial Cup last week, then here's your chance to see it. Tomorrow, repeat performance as ASU's comeback hits the field on FSN. Don't miss a special encore of the Duel in the Desert tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. only on FSN Arizona. On that last trip down the floor, you talk about passing the ball and getting a guy open.
Well, good spacing by the Suns, and Denver not a good job of recognizing where everybody is, and Boris Diaw just throws it to the wide open Raja Bell, who hits the 3.
And the Suns right now are playing remarkably well. Here is the handoff coming out to Andre Miller's check back in. Boykin's going to move in back to Miller. 7 on the shot clock. Miller ball fake, double team, in trouble with 3. Outside it comes to Carmelo Anthony with a 3. And he hit that with a shot clock expiring.
Well, that's what you want to make that guy do. That's his 4th three-pointer of the year. He's only 4 for 24. So good job by the Suns of scrambling and made Carmelo make a tough shot.
Melo has 11 points now for Denver. Here's Bell from outside. Rebound is cleared by Camby. Camby now has 6 rebounds to go with 8 points. 43-32, 5:47 to go. This has been a very good second quarter for the Suns. Inside pass intended for Camby. That was Diaw. Also Bell, who was collapsing in front, got a hand on it. It'll be Denver ball with 12 to shoot.
Good job of Diaw coming from the weak side and collapsing on the cutting Camby as the Suns double team Carmelo in the post.
Here's Carmelo Anthony outside, deflected, saved by Boykins. Nash trying to stay with a little 5'5" guy. I mean, he's maybe the quickest guy in the league. Out it comes to Miller. Miller's got an open look and gets it.
We talk about how quick Boykins is. What they say is probably one of the strongest guys in the league pound for pound. Says he benches about 300 pounds 6 or 7 times, and the guy who weighs 130 pounds, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I read as much as 315 pounds. That seems awfully a lot of weight for a guy that size. And here's Marion, hits the 3. And Marion proud to own the three-point zone. And Fulton Holmes, another $150 to Suns charities. Suns 5 of 7. They are shooting the ball well behind the line. Camby inside and a blocking foul.
Well, good idea by Kurt trying to get over there. Didn't get over there quite quick enough and couldn't pick up the charge as Camby again does a good job of putting the ball on the floor left-handed, getting to the basket. Kurt trying to get over there, not there in time. Thomas
committing the foul, and that's going to send Camby to the line. Camby, a 70% free throw shooter. He's what's making the Nuggets go right now. He has had a 20-20 game this year, the 4th of his career. Twice this year, he's had 20-plus rebounds, which gives him the lead. And he's had a high of 24 points also. So he has really put it together, and this is his 10th year. The big question, Dan, is whether he can stay healthy.
That is the question. And when he stayed healthy as he has this year, he's been remarkable. Puts up great numbers.
So the lead is back to 10. The Suns have led by as many as 14, and with inside 5 minutes left to go in this first half of play. Roger Bell outside to Nash. Nash with 2 points, 7 assists. He has only taken 2 shots in this game. Gets it off to Roger Bell. Diaw's got an open look, and it'll be tipped out, and it's going to be off of Denver. Suns ball.
That time again, Denver was in the 2-3 zone, and a good way of getting them out of that zone is make some outside jump shots, and it's also harder to rebound when you're in a zone because you don't have a certain man-to-man matchup, so the Suns trying to crash the offensive boards.
24 seconds on the shot clock. Quickly into Thomas, and a breakdown defensively. Kenyon Martin looked at Andre Miller. They both looked at each other. What happened there?
Well, they were in that 2-3 zone again, and when you don't have a man, sometimes you forget an area, and that time Kurt Thomas just found an open area and got an easy dunk.
48-36, the Suns with the lead in to Carmelo. Quick spin move, he traveled. He tried to catch Sean Marion napping, but he traveled in doing so. That's the 8th turnover against the Nuggets.
Yeah, see the out-of-bounds play, Denver just in that zone, and they just lost Kurt Thomas, who went to an open area, and a good pass by Raja.
Raja in the corner now. Kenyon Martin comes out to pick him up. Into Diaw, good ball movement, good passing. Roger Bell with the 3 and going high that time for the rebound. Was Marion could not come up with it. Camby does instead. It's going to be Denver ball with 20 seconds to shoot. Denver team, they have some warriors out there. Kenyon Martin is a battler. Camby is in there right now. Anthony, as Scott Brooks looks on, perplexed, hoping somehow to find a way to pick up a win, as he is the pinch hitter for George Karl again. That ball deflected out. It'll be Denver ball with 19 to shoot, as Bell had a hand on it. Bell thought he was pushed on that play. Anthony, third-year man out of Syracuse, will get the ball back. 6'8". Lost about 15 pounds, and George Karl had asked him to get in better shape, and he's in better shape this year. Here's Kenyon Martin wheeling in, tries a little jump hook. Marion comes down to the rebound. Ahead it comes to Thomas, stripped by Kenyon Martin, and we're going to have a foul. Is it on Thomas as he reaches back in, trying to come up with the ball after losing it, and he is whistled with the personal foul.
Exactly right. Kenyon Martin reached in there and slapped that ball away. Kurt trying to get it back. Fouled Martin, but Martin would do a better job on the post against Kurt Thomas, trying to use his quickness instead of his strength. You're not going to back a guy like Kurt Thomas down on the post.
Andre Miller, who has 5 assists and 7 points, gives it up to Camby. Nash on Boykins. 3:27 to go here in this first half. Anthony with a quick shot. Thomas comes down with a solid rebound. Nash ahead to Marion. Marion has it stripped. Gets it back. Got it in. What a remarkable recovery by Sean Marion.
Well, first of all, great job of Kurt Thomas getting that ball quickly to Steve Nash, who throws it out to Sean Marion. Gets stripped by Kenyon Martin, who's showing great hands. You see Kurt Thomas getting out quickly to Steve Nash, and then a streaky Sean Marion. Kenyon Martin gets a hand on this ball, but Sean, being the quick athlete he is, able to get it back, gets fouled by Boykins, and still able to complete the play.
Marion now with 10 points in the ball game to go with his 6 rebounds, and continues to struggle at the free throw line. 50-36. Sean 1 of 3 from the line tonight. Miller with Roger Bell on him. Kurt Thomas lost that starting job, but the way he's playing right now, they're going to have a tough time getting him out of there. Here's Anthony going inside, trying to draw the foul was Marion. He hits the deck, no foul. The basket makes it 50-38. Mike D'Antoni thought an elbow foul should have been called. Nash the other way, makes him pay.
Yeah, that could have went either way. I think Sean maybe flopped a little bit. Carmelo, I like it when guys down there are aggressive and go hard to the basket. Sean flopped a little bit, but a good strong move by Carmelo Anthony.
Marion with 10 points, and Anthony, the guy he's trying to track, has a total of 13, and they are really bumping each other inside. Kenyon Martin able to connect. Martin now hits his first shot after missing his first 4. 52-40, Suns. Nash outside with Boykins on him. Nash is going to go inside, take Boykins to the hole, the left hand, and again, he hasn't shot much, but he's hit 3 of 4, and he has 6 points.
No, good job by Nash recognizing that height difference. Just put it down with his left hand and shot over Boykins.
I tell you, if Camby continues to stick that shot the way he is, I mean, he's almost not defensible. He can do it all. As Nash goes inside, to the trailing Diao. Thomas will try the 2, and he's got it. And Kurt Thomas now is in double figures. 4 of the 5 starters for the Suns in double figures.
Just great recognition by Diao. Again, takes the ball to the basket. A nice over-the-shoulder pass to a wide-open Thomas. And then again, Camby being very aggressive, getting to the rim for a lob.
And so with 1:40 left to go in this first half, we're going to step away. 56 points on the board for the Suns, 42 for the Nuggets, and the Suns trying to win their 5th in a row. Suns playing very good basketball, up 56-42, 1:40 to go in this first half. Here's what's on tap for the Phoenix Suns, brought to you by Bud Light. Smooth and refreshing. Bud Light, great taste for your great times. Sunday, Atlanta comes to town. And then Tuesday, the Portland Trail Blazers. Dan and I'll be back for that one. And then Larry Brown and Stephon Marbury come to the Purple Palace. The Knicks on a Friday night late start, 8 o'clock. And then Monday, December 12th against the New Orleans, Oklahoma City Hornets. For tickets, call 1-800-4NBA-TICKS or log on to Suns.com.
And nothing goes down better than a cold Bud Light right after an hour-and-a-half surgery on the old foot, Gary.
I was wondering if you might have done that. What an endorsement. What an endorsement. Here now is Miller going inside, blocked. Beautifully done that time. Kurt Thomas able to hammer that one out of there. Boy, Thomas is taking some of that physicality we used to see with the New York Knicks into this arena right now. 10 seconds on the shot clock. In it comes to Dermar Johnson, who's come back into the game. 2 blocks in the game now for Kurt Thomas. Miller going to back in, and he traveled with it. Okay, the Suns' defense, Dan, is really a big difference maker right now, isn't it?
It's a lot different. That time, Miller trying to be aggressive, and Raja Bell just moves his feet and causes him to travel. But it's a lot easier to play defense when you're playing a guy one-on-one and you have certain responsibilities, and everybody's got to own up to guarding their men. There's no excuses out there.
There was a frustration foul there. Andre Miller, who was upset at the other end, fouled Raja Bell. That's a 15 foul against Denver. You look at the Suns and what they've done. They've held 6 straight opponents to less than 100 points, 88.3 average. And last year, they were giving up 103.3 points a game. Now it's down to 98 per game as Bell misses a free throw.
Well, it's amazing what they've been able to do, especially without Amari Stoudemire in there, a major shot blocker, a guy who can erase a lot of mistakes when you're out there playing aggressively. I know when I played defense, when I had Alonzo Mourning behind me in Miami, I knew I could be aggressive playing guys like that, knowing if they got around me, there's always a guy in the paint who's able to block some shots. So Suns playing a great job of defense, even though they don't have a legitimate shot blocker in there.
Suns with their biggest lead of the game now, 15 points. A minute to go, just over that here in the second quarter. Dermar Johnson from outside, not able to get it. Marion comes down to the rebound. Here they go. Nash, Diao, and a foul by Johnson. Marion followed the shot. That won't count, but Dermar Johnson came out of nowhere. It looked like that was going to be uncontested. And Johnson stormed to the basket and committed the foul.
Yeah, Johnson showing some athletic ability. First with a bad-looking jumper, but hustles back and gets down and makes a terrific block here on Diao with the foul. But that's the way you go up and foul somebody and not let them complete the play. So good hustle by Johnson.
Diao now with 12 points in the ball game. 10 for Marion, 11 for Thomas. Bell has 11. Nash was 6, but Nash only taken 4 shots.
But he has his usual 7 assists.
Yep. 59-42. Phoenix inside a minute to go. So the Suns continue to play remarkably well in this 5-game homestand. This is the 3rd game of a 5-game homestand. They've won the first 2. In it comes to Carmelo Anthony. Double pumping, and that's going to be an offensive foul. Right now, the Suns are going toe-to-toe with this Denver team, and Anthony tried to force his way in, and he's committed his 3rd foul.
Yeah, well, I like the philosophy of Denver of putting Anthony down there in a post and let him use his athletic ability and his power down there. The Suns are just doing a fantastic job, like you said, of playing good defense. Sean Marion doing a great job one-on-one.
You got to get Anthony out of there. Greg Buckner will come in now with 41 seconds left in the half. Suns had 61 points at halftime in their last win, now setting on 59, and that would have been 61 as Camby comes down with it. Andre Miller now into the offensive end. This guy played for Rick Majerus at the University of Utah. They lost the title game his junior year to Kentucky. Off to DeMar Johnson, and that'll be a moving screen. It's going to be called on Camby. Camby, and Scott Brooks is really upset right now. He is not happy at all.
Well, there's nothing more frustrating as a coach if your team continually has offensive fouls and turnovers and don't get shots at the basket. And he felt that was a little ticky-tack foul on Marcus Camby, who didn't set his feet and got called for a moving pick.
Scott Brooks was an outstanding three-point shooter, played many, many years in the NBA. As we mentioned, he won one ring in '94 with the Houston Rockets. Thomas not able to get the shot to go as we come to the end of the first half, and it's been a very good first half, especially second quarter. Suns outscored the Nuggets in the second quarter, 34-15.
Well, a great job like the Suns, like you said, come out here and dominate on their home court. The Suns just got to turn it up in the second half and complete the job.
With Thunder Dan Marley, I'm Gary Bender, and it was a brilliant second quarter for the Suns.
Brilliant!
They were able to outscore Denver 34-15. It's time to check the Jack-in-the-Box inside the box score. We don't make it till you order it. You can see the Suns shooting well. They're doing a lot of things well.
Well, points in the paint big. The biggest thing is the fast break points. We talked about how Denver likes to get out and run and score some points. The Suns dominating that category as they turned the ball a little over early in the game, but only ended up with 7 turnovers for the half. So good job of taking care of the ball, especially later in the second quarter, as the Nuggets only got 15 points in that second quarter. Yeah, they shot only 29% for the field. The Suns shooting 52% of that second quarter. Boris Diaw had 9 points in that second quarter. Suns 4 of their 5 starters in double figures, and here we go. Brilliant!
Thomas, Jones, Nash, along with Marion and Diaw start the second half. Bubba comes out of Camby. Camby floating to the hole and tipped up and finally put in the hole by Miller. That was Kenyon Martin that kept it alive. Now Mike D'Antoni not happy with that little flurry.
Yeah, he doesn't want to come out here lackadaisical, and Kenyon Martin used his athletic ability there, kept the ball alive, and Andre Miller, one of the better rebounding point guards in the league, finished it off. DeMar
Johnson, who is 6'9", able to reach around that time, bat the ball out of bounds, out of the grasp of Steve Nash. Suns will have it, 16 to shoot. James Jones will bring it back outside. So Jones in the second half, after hitting a couple of shots, starting the second half. Here's Diaw, the man we talked about with the 9 points in the second quarter, 13 in the first half. Not a good shot, but he gets it back. Off it comes to Nash. That's 11 turnovers now against Denver. Jones brings it out to Nash again. Nash to Diaw. Tough catch, handoff to Thomas. Boy, Diaw is so alert.
Well, that first play where he stopped and tried to shoot the jump shot, that's why Atlanta got rid of him. And now that's why we like him. I mean, able to get to the paint and made a beautiful pass to Kurt Thomas.
Here's Miller outside now. Underway in the second half. The Suns trying to win their 5th in a row. They're the hottest team in the NBA right now. They were a game back of the Clippers and Golden State at the start of the night. In that first place position in the Pacific, Miller, as the shot clock expires, not hitting the shot. Off it comes to Nash. Nash will wheel, deal to Thomas, and Thomas not able to get it to go. Kurt Thomas down the ball game, 6 of 10.
We're going to have to get our crack staff on to see what happened to Raja Bell. As you said, when he came out, he had a little problem and went back to the locker room.
It looked like he was talking about his elbow. As he came out and was taking some shots, he came over to Aaron Nelson, the trainer, and indicated something was bothering him, and they went into the locker room with him. As Nash able to hit. Nash now 4 of 5 shooting tonight, has 8 points.
Well, we knew his percentage would go up. Started off the season not shooting as well as we all know he could, and starting to find his form now.
Suns don't want to have a lull in this game. They don't want to give Denver hope, as Jones, who replaced Raja Bell in the starting lineup at the start of the second half, comes out defensively, off to Kenyon Martin. DeMar Johnson, long shot. I'm not understanding. Tell me why they play this guy and start him all the time. I mean, he averages just over 4 points a game. They start him seemingly all the time, but I've never seen him contribute that much.
Yeah, that's not his game. He's not an outside shooter. He's one of those guys who can get out and use his size and his athletic ability to run, as we saw in that block early in the first half. But if he's going to stand out there and shoot three, he shouldn't be playing at all.
He started 40 games last year. He's 34 and 16 in his start, so evidently there's something there that we don't see. Here now is Martin coming down to the rebound. You can see new energy by this Denver team. They have come out of the second half, and they're playing with a renewed vigor. As Anthony now trying to take Diaw, and he gets the bounce. and it's going to be 63-49. Suns' biggest lead is 17.
Maybe Coach Carl had a direct line to the locker room.
Well, you told me he had the mini bar key. He can't be doing that.
He did.
Rebound by Camby. And there's Jones trying to save it, and he does. And Marion alertly comes across the 10-second line and fields it. Tries an off-balance shot, and back they come the other way.
I know Fulton Holmes gives $100 or something every time they hit a three.
150.
150. Well, Sean's building his own house with a lot of those bricks he's shooting this year. But
Camby missing.
So he's donating in his own special way, which is big of him because he is a nice guy.
He is.
Very charity.
Yeah, now you're backing down.
Oh, he's a very
you were so
charity-minded
nice
guy.
to.
Here comes another Fulton Holmes brick. But I love Sean. That's what I'm saying. He could, he won't make an outside jump shot all night and walk away with 25 and 15.
Well, you're going to hear from his family, I'm sure, after this one's over.
They don't have my number.
I can give it to you. Thomas, by the way, now has a double-double. He has 13 points and 10 rebounds. To change the subject, to go somewhere else.
Please do.
Yeah, and it comes to Nash now with 8:28 left to go. One thing about you, Dan, you are unpredictable. And it comes now to Thomas. Thomas to Marion, and he's going to be fouled on the way up to the basket. I tell you, Marion's playing with a lot of energy right now. Some awkward-looking shots, but he'll go to the free throw line. He's 1 of 3. Watch his pass.
Well, this is when he's at his best, moving without the basketball. Great pass by Kurt Thomas. Got to the lane and got fouled and going to go to the free throw line. But Sean getting a lot of airtime with that new commercial. I was watching the game the other night, and they must have played that 16 or 17 times. And there's Raja Bell coming out with Mike Elliott out of the locker room, and hopefully he's okay.
So Marion continues to struggle at the line. He's 1 of 4 and gets this one to go. Last year, he really stepped up his free throw shooting 83%. The start of the night, 72. And driving inside is Miller. Miller he just lowers his head. I mean, he's like a breakaway truck going inside, and he draws a foul. He'll go to the free throw line. That's going to be on Marion.
Oh, he's such a physical point guard, and that's what he wants to do. He just attacks you, and then he gets in that lane and just puts his head down and uses his body there to draw the foul.
So Miller will go to the line. This is the guy who has, starting tonight, played in 221 straight games. Fourth time in 6 years he played all 82 games for the Nuggets.
And him and his teammate Earl Boykins, who's played in 248 straight games.
Yeah.
So they got two of the...
You know who's leading that department?
I think Joe Johnson.
Joe Johnson.
Who we'll see on Sunday.
That's right.
I think Joe's happy right now, by the way?
Well, they've won 2 games. I wouldn't think so.
I watched him play the other night. Oh.
Not good, huh?
Oh.
Well, let's go sell a lot of tickets for Sunday. Here comes Nash coming in. Beautiful drive to the basket. Beautifully done by Nash. I don't know how he even got the shot underway as Miller committed the foul.
First of all, I don't care who the Suns are playing. They're worth coming to watch anyway. It doesn't matter who they're playing. You see Nash here putting the ball in the basket, splitting it, nice left hand. But Suns play so well, you can watch them anyway. But it'd be fun to come out here and see Joe Johnson. And they got a lot of young athletic players on the Atlanta team. They just got to find a way to get some chemistry and guys to play a little harder. I was watching the game, and the guy who looks like he's going to be a pretty good player is Stoudemire from U of A, one of the guys who's got some energy on that team and can really light it up.
Well, they are really biting the bullet right now. Very young team, and Joe Johnson in the mix as they try to figure it all out. Inside it goes to Anthony. Beautifully passed by Andre Miller. You can see why he led the NBA in assists 1 year. Last year, he was 8th in the league, 67-52. I'll tell you, this Denver team is not going away. And here is Nash outside a 3, and it's going to be saved by Camby.
Well, Coach D'Antoni not happy there. One thing he wanted to limit was the easy baskets by the Nuggets. We talked about how they like to get to the rim, and you just can't let them backdoor you and get easy shots. And this is one guy you don't want to let get hot. Carmelo Anthony starting to feel it.
He has 22 points. Anthony had a high of 35 earlier this year, 67-54. So that lead of 17 at one time has really been shrunk down now, and that's going to be a foul. And the guy who took some pretty good punishment after coming out of the locker room, wondering, I don't know what his extent of his injury was, but he takes a pretty good landing on his back. Bell is fouled, non-shooting foul.
That drives baseline, good pump there, gets Camby in the air, and then just has to absorb the punishment.
Camby has picked up his second foul. Marcus Camby, we documented how well he is playing this year. He now has 12 points, 11 rebounds, a double-double for the Suns. Kurt Thomas has a double-double. And Bell, and we're going to have a moving screen on Kurt Thomas.
And I don't agree with that. When I was watching that play, it looked like Kurt was there in plenty of time. Didn't look like he moved. And just a bad call, I think, by Derstera. We'll see the replay. Maybe I'm wrong, but Kurt looks like he's going to get there in plenty of time. Moves just a little bit, but didn't affect the play much.
Well, they're emphasizing that a lot. You're seeing that call much more frequently this year. Here it comes to Kenyon Martin. Martin has been playing with a bad knee. Picked up by Thomas. Now he's going to try to take him in with 8. Off it comes to Camby. Camby driving to the hole and doesn't get the shot to go. Bill brings it out to Nash. Suns up 67-54. Out it comes to Marion. Skip pass to Diao. Roger Bell, 3-ball. Ooh, tough break. Goes in and comes back out. Camby with another rebound. They come out to Buckner. Approaching the halfway point now, this third quarter of play. As Miller backs in on Bell, using that strength that he has. He got it. He'll go to the line. That's what Miller does best. He'll just muscle you for a point guard. You don't see that a lot. And Miller now has 12 points.
That's what I thought they'd do earlier, is either go to Miller or Carmelo in the post, and they've mainly gone to Anthony. But Andre Miller does some of his most effective work in the post as one of those stronger point guards. And you know, if you can post up a guy like Raja Bell, you got some moves and some strength down there, and hits a tough fall-away jumper and gets fouled.
So Miller at the free throw line. He is 2 of 4 thus far and rattles that one in. Denver now has outscored the Suns in this quarter 15-8. And Mike D'Antoni has his lead cut to 10, and you can see the Suns 3 of 11. The Nuggets shooting 50% in this quarter. Here's Nash with a pull-up, and it even drops further as that will be off of Thomas. It'll be Denver ball, and you're starting to get a little nervous the way this Denver team has come out here in the third quarter.
Well, you knew Denver was going to make a run at it, and the Suns right now are still getting pretty good looks at the basket, just aren't able to knock any down. So they got to just sustain this run that Denver's making and not get frustrated, but continue to play tough defense and not allow Denver easy shots. Suns
shot 52% of the first half. They're down to 47 for the game. Double team on Anthony, and he is going to get a foul as he elbowed Kurt Thomas off of him.
And that's the way you double team somebody. Very aggressive. You don't let him have a free look at the basket. That time you got 2 very long, athletic guys in Kurt Thomas and Sean Marion double teaming Anthony. He gets frustrated, can't see anything, tries to get space, therefore throwing that left elbow, delivers a blow to Kurt Thomas in the chin. Take one for the team, Kurt.
So the Suns' lead has been cut to 10. 67-57. It's time to Kia Watch and Win. Log on to Suns.com after the game and fill out the online entry form with tonight's leading scorer, and you can win a $50 Suns gift certificate. Good towards tickets, merchandise, or concessions at America West Arena. Plus, each of our winners this season will be entered into a drawing to win the new Kia Sportage, a versatile SUV with 6 airbags, traction control, and available V6 engine. Kia, the power to surprise. Log on to Suns.com for your chance to win. So all of a sudden, the Suns looked like they were in a cruise here. They did wire to wire in their last game. They have led this game, but now all of a sudden, after having a 17-point lead, it's been whittled down to 10 as we have reached the halfway point of the third quarter. It's Nash, Diao, along with Kurt Thomas, Raja Bell, and Sean Marion for the Suns. Nash likes to pop, and why not? He's been hitting about everything he's put up here tonight.
Well, Denver switched every pick there as Camby ended up on Nash, and again had to back off and respect Steve Nash's quickness. Steve pulled up and hit the jump shot.
Nash now with 13 points in the ball game. Miller trying to use a screen from Kenyon Martin. Return, 2-man game, and Martin able to get it. Martin has been relatively quiet tonight. He is now 2 of 7, has 4 points in the game. 4 points, 4 rebounds. Back to a 10-point game. D out. Picked up by Buckner. Buckner in there for his defensive prowess. Raja Bell now picks up his dribble. 9 on the shot clock. Diao, a floating shot, overshot. Marion tried to follow tip. It's off of Sean. It'll be Nuggets ball with 5 minutes left in the quarter.
Not a very good offensive sequence there for the Suns. They're kind of out of sorts and never got anything going. And that Diao going one-on-one, taking a tough jump shot.
So Diao comes out, and James Jones will check in. Jones tonight has 5 points, able to bury 1 3. Martin outside, picked up by Thomas. Denver team has done a very workmanlike job here in the third quarter. Miller double pumping, rejected by Marion. Marion just rejected it out of there. Klazer's come in, the rookie from Missouri. Martin tries one from outside. Camby tries to keep it alive. Klazer's got it. He tries to muscle up. It'll be off of the Suns. But I tell you what, you got to give Denver some credit. They're banging the boards, and Camby was all over the place that time.
Yeah, they're hustling here. And again, Miller using his size and strength down there as a point guard, but good recognition as Sean Marion comes from the weak side blocking, and then Kurt Thomas going down, and 3 guys on the rookie there for the Denver Nuggets. And now we got an offensive foul.
They're going to call it on Andre Miller. So Scott Brooks is saying, what did he do? As he confers with Derek Stafford on the retreat back up the court. Nash now with 7 assists in the ball game. Suns up by 10. 4:25 to go in the third. Gets a screen from Thomas. Nash. And Nash may start shooting the ball. I mean, he is just so solid. He's now hit 7 of 10. He's just been brilliant shooting the ball. 56% in the 4-game winning streak. There's a foul on Thomas. And Thomas now has committed his 3rd foul of the night.
I never understand as players or a coach or whatever to switch this pick and roll. I mean, there's no way a guy like Camby can guard Steve Nash. Steve Nash is going to be able to do whatever he wants. That, you know, Camby's going to back off him, and because he doesn't want to be beaten going to the basket, and Steve's going to have that wide open jumper every time.
Hey, come explore the new Verizon Wireless Jungle on level 4 of America West Arena for all the Suns home games. Tons of fun for kids and adults alike. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you.
Tons of fun. That place is great. I sneak my kids in there all the time.
Sneak them in?
I think Sunday it's closed.
Oh, I was going to say, why are you sneaking them in? As Miller got 1 of 2 free throws with the rebound by Buckner off to Kleza, and eventually it comes off now to Camby. That's just too many opportunities.
Well, in the first half, the Suns did a good job on limiting the offensive rebounds by the Nuggets, as they only had 2. But early here in this third quarter, they've been able to get on the boards a little more. You see they have now 8 offensive rebounds. The Suns can't allow that many second chance points.
That's exactly right. As Nash brings it out to Roger Bell. Camby has a double-double, 14 points, 12 rebounds, and that's going to be a travel on Roger Bell. Scott Brooks was officiating that time, and Derek Stafford said, I've got the call, just back down. And here comes Denver with the basketball. The Suns have turned it over now 10 times.
Yeah, Denver's got some life in their step. They got some giddy up in their step.
Yes, they do.
They have some confidence, and they sense that they're getting right back in this game.
And now we have an offensive foul. It's going to go on Buckner. Buckner screams his disapproval, but to no avail, and the Suns will walk it up the floor. Phoenix Suns trying to win their 5th in a row. Denver trying to break a 2-game losing streak. In fact, Denver's lost 3 of their last 4. James Jones from the corner now brings it out to Bell. Into the corner to Sean Marion. And we're going to have a foul on Kenyon Martin. He comes out and got a piece of him. He pushed off. And he's pleading his case to no avail.
Well, Kurt Thomas is going to try to set a screen to allow Sean Marion to get this jumper, and Kenyon Martin's just going to try to run right through that, and you cannot do that.
I don't know what the discussion's all about. I mean, there was obviously he was fighting through that, and so Martin now has picked up only his 1st foul of the night. Nash goes inside, tried to pass it back out. Camby with those long arms comes up with a steal. 11 turnovers against the Suns. Martin from the corner, and Kenyon Martin cuts into the lead. Now it's 71-64.
That's another one of those players, when he starts hitting that outside jumper, he's hard to contain, so that's not a good sign for the Suns.
Nash backing out. Suns got their work cut out for him now. Here is Marion, turnaround jumper, and he needed that. So Marion now able to connect and makes it a 73-64 game. Marion with 13 points. Miller back the other way, and he answered.
Just see Denver just loves pushing that ball, much like the Suns. Whether they make it or not, they're going to get it out of the basket. Miller goes down, explores, and gets a nice shot.
All 5 of the Suns in double figures. They are led by this guy, Nash, with 15. You can see the shooting. The Suns giving up too many second chances, 20 opportunities. They've hit half of them. And that is another foul on Steve Nash.
That is just an awful, awful call there. As again, he gets the pick and roll switch on Marcus Camby. And Camby, not wanting to get busted on the jump shot again, reaches out and almost grabs Steve. Steve kind of pushes off with his hand and ends up getting the offensive foul. Bad call here. See, Camby puts his hands on him right there. Steve grabs the elbow. Bad call. He's the MVP.
Suns having a tough time on the board. Denver's out-rebounded in this quarter, 13-5. This week, ACC Sunday Night Hoops returns to FSN with a doubleheader, beginning with Virginia taking on Georgia Tech in the conference opener for both teams. And then the Hokies of Virginia Tech look to upset #1 ranked Duke. Coverage begins at 3:30 p.m. Mountain, only on FSN Arizona. This Denver team, after the foul on Steve Nash, has the basketball. That was the second foul on Nash. Andre Miller outside. Denver has made a move here in this third quarter. Here is Camby on the move, and that'll count, and Dial has the foul.
Well, Denver just being aggressive. Camby continues to play well, catches it, and this is why it's so hard to guard for 7-footers. Able to put it on the floor, gets fouled, and still makes the jump shot.
Camby now with 16 points in the ball game. They're 8 of 11 from the free throw line. 2:20 left to go, and this Denver team all of a sudden now is starting to cause some real concern here at the Purple Palace. It's a 4-point game.
I'm a little concerned.
Yes, you are. I can tell. That Burrow house outside to jump this up. Back Dial now picked up by Klaiza. Approaching 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Dial will wheel in, and he traveled with it. So the Suns turn it over. That'll be 13 turnovers against the Suns.
A little bit too much one-on-one there, and the Nuggets switching everything. You don't want Dial to have the ball, the shot clock running down, and make him make a play. It's got to come within the flow of the game.
6 turnovers in this quarter against Suns. Backdoor Camby, and then Buckner is able to bail him out after Camby couldn't make the catch. It's a 2-point game.
And that's Denver's game. You overplay them, they're going to go to the rim and look for the lob.
Marion looking inside. The Suns need a basket. And here is Bell from the corner. That ball was partially deflected as Kenyon Martin got a piece of it. And Denver now the chance to tie or take the lead.
Well, the Suns not getting very good looks at the basket right now. Everything's one-on-one. That time I thought Raja got hit in the elbow, but Suns are going to have to toughen up.
Camby's going to launch from outside. He's been hitting that shot. Not this time. Rebound is cleared by Marion. Sean Marion with 13 points, 9 rebounds in the ball game. A minute 15 to go in this third quarter. Denver came storming out of the chute after trailing at halftime 59-42. And Jones had that shot altered. It wasn't even close.
Well, just too much perimeter play. Everybody just standing around trying to make plays by themselves instead of helping their teammates.
Miller now trying to rub off Raja Bell, and he knew that shot wasn't going to go. He short-armed it and then was able to get a hand on the ball, but it'll be off of Miller. Suns ball now with 52 seconds. Eduardo Nahara, who is a very tough, intense player, comes in. They'll get Martin out of the game. Nahara, who played at the University of Oklahoma. Really a tough guy who will really bang inside. He'll get physical with you. Out it comes to Bell now. 40 seconds left in the quarter. Suns needs a basket in the worst way. Dial going to the hole. Camby may have gotten a piece of it, and then he's going to be fouled. Dial very frustrated that he did not get a call, and he's going to pick up the foul.
Well, you see why Camby is one of the better shot blockers in this league, as he comes all the way from the weak side and is able to get up there and not only block the ball, but secure it, and then it's fouled by Boris Dial, who's going to make a trip to the free throw line.
Yep, that's 5 team fouls against Denver, so they'll go the other way to shoot free throws. Dial has 3 fouls. Marion has 3. Also, Kurt Thomas with 3. As Camby having a strong game. This has been the story all year long. 17 points, 15 rebounds, as he has had his 8th straight double-double. He is playing at an all-star level right now. He can tie it up with this free throw. Camby thus far in the ball game, 4 of 4 from the stripe. Boy, this has been a struggle. Suns had been playing so well. They had 59 points at half. And in this quarter, now at 73. So it's 73 all. 30 seconds left in the quarter. Dial is going to try to go inside again. Turn around and not there. Marion tries a follow tip once, twice. He and Camby fighting for it. Great effort by Sean Marion. Just a great effort.
Remarkable, especially he did it over Marcus Camby, one of the better rebound, the best rebounder in the league. Tipped it once, twice, and was able to get the offensive rebound.
And that gives Sean Marion another double-double. 10 rebounds go, 13 points. Out it comes to Jones. A 3-ball, no! Fought for, and a loose ball foul with 1 second left in this quarter, and they're over the team foul limit. And so they'll shoot free throws.
That time, Sean just getting caught being a little bit too aggressive, trying to get over the back of Nahara. Got caught now with just 1 second left in the quarter. Nahara's going to go to the free throw line.
The last time that Denver led in this ball game was 14-13 at the 5:56 mark of the first quarter. And this could give them the lead right here. Nahara has not scored tonight, but he has now. So you figure now these remaining 12 minutes, this fourth quarter is going to be a war. This is going to be interesting to see how the Suns respond after looking like they were going to have a typical game like they had Friday when they put away Indiana. I should say Wednesday. And now it's 75-73. Nahara going for the steal, and that'll end the quarter. Denver outscores the Suns in the third quarter, 33-14.
Well, they totally just flipped the script from the second quarter. The Suns outscored the Nuggets 34-15 in the second quarter. The Suns came out at halftime, did what they had to do. Now they're leading. Steve Nash better get off the bench and lead this team.
It was not a good quarter for the Suns. They shot 29% and scored only 14 points. And now find themselves in a battle. Down by 2. The first lead for Denver since way back in the first quarter. And you can see in the last 2:45 of the quarter, they could not find the basket.
No, and that 14 points is a season low for the Suns in the third quarter. And this unit they have out there right now are going to have to find some kind of offense continuity. As you said in that last 5 minutes, they were kind of just standing around and taking bad shots.
Nahara's called for the offensive foul and obviously expressed his displeasure. Nahara, a former All-Big 12 pick. He is a very, very intimidating guy. 75-73. Suns down by 2. They've led by as many as 17 in this game. Backdoor Marion, beautifully done for Boris Diaw.
Credit D'Antoni out of the quarter with a set play to get Sean Marion an easy dunk off a back pick.
We're tied at 75. Boykins, who's in the game now, goes down to the little left hand. Marion comes down with a rebound. This is Sean Marion time, the fourth quarter. This is when he really responds. Diaw off to Marion for the corner and count it. It is a 2 and it's 77-75. Scott Brooks says, I want a timeout. We got to cool off Sean Marion.
Sean Marion doing it first on the defensive end, makes Boykins change his shot, gets the rebound, gets out, runs the floor, and a nice jump shot. But this is the play that started this whole thing off. Back pick by Eddie House. Boris Diaw just lays it up there. The Matrix, even with that 5-pound weight vest, dunks it.
Suns come out on a 4-0 burst to retake the lead. Now you have 75 million reasons to play Powerball. Saturday's Powerball jackpot an estimated $75 million. Check for the winning numbers at ArizonaLottery.com. It's time now for the Powerball Power Play with Sean Marion.
Well, the Suns weren't able to get a whole lot of easy baskets there in the third quarter, but they started off well with the back pick and the lob to the Matrix.
And yet another double-double. As the Matrix now for the year has a total of 12 double-doubles in 14 games. Boykins, this place is rocking right now. Scott Brooks didn't waste any time getting that timeout, did he, Dan?
No, that was a great timeout. He felt the momentum switching over to the Suns and wanted to try to get this crowd out of it as the Suns scored 2 quick baskets. And it was actually a brilliant timeout by the young Scotty Brooks.
And so the foul is going to send Denver to the side-out position. Miller will bring it in, the foul on Marion. Marion now has his 5th foul, so that is very critical because he had jump-started this team here in the fourth quarter. Now has to sit down with 5. And he'll have to wait to bring him in for the stretch run. Here is Kleza. Kleza, a Lithuanian who played a couple of years at the University of Missouri. First-round draft pick, was traded over draft day-wise. Here is Miller, and they're going to call Roger Bell with hand contact. So Bell has picked up the foul. The crowd didn't like that call at all.
Well, Miller's been aggressive all night, trying to get to the paint. That time gave him a little rocker step, and Raja got caught here by putting his hand on the back and pushed off right there, causing the foul.
Aaron Nelson over here. I think they're wondering about the foul situation. Aaron has come over to the scorer's table. Mark Ivoroni also came over here. They want to check. Do you think maybe they thought Marion should not have 5 fouls? That's what the discussion is right now. It's the only thing I can figure out.
Yeah, I think they're trying to figure out if Sean really does have 5 fouls or he got credited for somebody else.
Miller now makes it a tie game. It's 77 all. So Marion right now sitting down with those 5 fouls. Here's Roger Bell, and he's going to be fouled by Kleza. Kleza is a big, strong guy. He started the last game. Mentioned he was traded from Portland on draft day. Honorable mention, all Big 12 pick. Guy speaks 4 languages. And right now, he commits the foul. I tell you what, George Karl, in reading some articles out of Denver, really likes Kleza. He thinks that he could be a very good player for him, very solid player. Off it comes out of Jones. Jones and the Suns just continue to struggle shooting. After shooting 29% in the third quarter, they got those 2 quick baskets, but for the game now, they're shooting 46%. Boykins hits, and Denver retakes the lead.
Talk about Sean Marion being a good fourth quarter player. That's a guy for Denver who seems to be able to pick it up, and a very clutch player. Scores a lot of his points in clutch time in the fourth quarter.
He really does, Dan. Yeah, Boykins was known as a fourth quarter guy, especially when he played at Golden State. Here's House missing. Buckner comes down to the rebound. Boykins coming back the other way. He's so quick, so strong. And he's going to try the 3 ball, and the rebound is cleared by Bell. Inside, 10 minutes to go in the game. Suns trying to win their 9th game of the year. And inside is Thomas. And he'll go to the line. And Kurt Thomas with a strong game. He has a double-double going for him. A big basket and sorely needed by the Suns. As Steve Nash getting ready to check in. He'll replace Jones, who is 0 for 4 in this half shooting the ball.
And this is where Eddie House has been very good. We all know he's a good shooter, but there he made a nice pass to Kurt Thomas, who uses his body, jumps in, draws the contact, and is able to lay it off the glass and attempt here the 3rd-point play. And now Nash comes in the ball game, and this is his time. He's got to redirect the Suns' offense and get back to getting some easy buckets.
Anthony comes in replacing Miller, and Kleza was the guy that committed that last foul. So Kurt Thomas at the free throw line. He's taken 2 shots. He's hit 1. Now he is 2 of 3. And a solid game by Kurt Thomas. I mean, you look at it, he had 28 rebounds the last 2 games, now has 11 tonight. Look at Boykins go inside. He is so quick, and the foul is going to go on Eddie House.
The Suns have to have better recognition on the weak side. Anytime Boykins has the ball on the weak side, they kind of just cleared it out, and all the Suns players turned their head and didn't recognize, and he just blew by Eddie House and got to the basket.
Suns up now 80-79. Buckner looking inside, off to Boykins. Boykins back to Buckner. Buckner will try a 3. Inside rebound by Diao. Diao pulls it down. Here they come the other way. Roger Bell, a 2 ball. And Kleza battles for it. House has it. Eddie House with a good hustle play. Comes up with the basketball. Look at that crossover. And gets the shot.
Well, that's what I love about him. It's not just his scoring, it's his ability to change the game around with other things. That time, great hustle to get that offensive rebound, and with a killer crossover, pulls up and nails the jump shot.
Boy, he loves playing in this system. There's a ball deflected around, and eventually Bell's got it. Good defense for the Suns. Off to Nash. Nash to House. This is a 2, and he got it. And House with 4 straight points, and the Suns up by 5.
You saw that when Steve Nash saw him out of the corner of his eye. Eddie running down the right side, put his hand up. Steve with the bullet pass, and you know that jumper was going.
And that was his 9th assist. And you talk about seeing the whole floor. Nash saw that. And here now is Anthony digging it out. Goes to the hole. And Thomas played some pretty good defense. Saves it somehow. Gets it off to Nash. Suns now with a little spurt of their own. House with the 3! Eddie House proud to own the 3-point zone. And Fulton Holmes with another $150 to Suns charities. And this place has erupted.
You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know that when you get it out of the break, you just got to find where Eddie House is. Steve Nash waited, chest pass to Eddie House, and he just needs a sliver of an opportunity, and he just let that one fly deep. And the house is on fire!
Eddie House has lit it up. 7 of the 10 points in this 10-0 run. He hit the 3 ball that just brought the house down. Tonight's High Flyers feature presented by Southwest Airlines, official airline of the NBA. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom. Take it away, Dan.
Well, they first seen a out-of-bounds play. Kurt Thomas finishes, and then you don't bring that Kool-Aid to a cake party. Kurt Thomas blocking that one, and then again. Sean Marion from the weak side says, get that weak stuff out of here. And then let's set up the whole fourth quarter. Sean Marion starts it off with an alley-oop dunk.
And we come back to the live action, 8:14 left to go. Suns up 87-79. Boy, they have erupted. Nahara not able to get it. Bell with a rebound. And Bell is going to be fouled as he tried to keep his balance. He'll take it side out. Kenyon Martin coming back in for Denver.
Credit that to Raja Bell. They were trying to get the ball to Carmelo Anthony in the post, and Raja fronted him, not allowing him to get the ball. They swung it over to Nahara, who had to take the jump shot, and then Raja gets the rebound.
Nahara comes out of the game. Martin comes in for him. 87-79. Boy, this place is as loud as it's been all year long. That little spurt ability. Here's House again.
Stop it, Eddie! Stop it!
A 10-point lead, and House with 9 points, and he has just stunned this Denver team. Here's Camby driving, and it'll be Kenyon Martin over the back. Andre Miller's going to come back in. Eddie House has absolutely turned this game upside down.
Just find the hot hand. Kurt Thomas again, showing it being a team player, goes over, sets a nice screen, and Eddie House stops and pops, and a little grin for the hometown fans.
And I tell you what, he should be smiling the way he's playing. He has 12 points in the game in 14 minutes, but 9 of them here in this fourth quarter. And you can hear Eddie. They're chanting his name in the background. There's House. He wanted to shoot it again. Stripped it away. Camby to the hole. Oh, my, did he get there in a hurry. 89-81.
Eddie's not going to get a whole lot of good looks off of set plays as they both jumped him there. Actually made a nice pass.
Yes, he did. And there's a pass to Diao, so he's doing it all. Back to a 10-point lead, 7 minutes to go. Boy, this crowd is just absolutely at a great pitch right now. And it's been House that's brought this house down. As now Miller goes in and throws it away. He thought he was fouled. He tried to beat Boykins. That'll be 19 turnovers against Denver.
And the house is just not a home until Eddie comes in. Isn't that Luther Vandross? The great Luther.
Nash into the offensive end now. Diao trying to set up inside. Off it comes to Thomas. Thomas from the corner. Doesn't get the bounce. Kenyon Martin comes down to the rebound. Boy, this Denver team looked like they had things going their way. They had finished very well. They had taken a third quarter lead of 75-73. And here is Camby from way outside. Rebound is cleared by Thomas. Thomas with a monster game tonight. 13 rebounds. Earlier this year, of course, he had even a bigger night, 19 rebounds. And that is when things started to turn for him. He's playing like the Kurt Thomas you expected when he was with the New York Knicks. House outside again, a three. The crowd responding. House this time passes up a shot. Gets it to Nash, a three. And Steve Nash is fouled on the 3-point zone. And Fulton Home donates another $150 to Suns Charities. 7 hits now.
Well, every time Eddie shoots, you expect to go in, and that was right on line. It just was a little bit too long. Got the rebound, very unselfish to a wide-open Steve Nash. He's probably the second-best shooter on this team now since Eddie came, and he knocks it down.
And Camby's fouled, and Diao is over there to commit the foul. Now, Diao has 4 fouls. Let's go back to Nash's.
Eddie gets the ball back and finds a wide-open Steve, and we saw what he can do behind the line, especially last game against Indiana, and he stays hot.
And Nash is at a double-double now with 18 points and 10 assists. There are 3 Suns with double-doubles. Suns have outscored Denver 21-6 after Denver took that lead. And it's been mainly Eddie House. Here is Camby inside. Nice spin move. So Camby continues to impress. He has 23 points.
So that was a great move. Diao played actually really good defense. Camby just put it on ball and showed great agility with the spin move and laid it off the glass.
11-point lead for the Suns. Diao outside. Buckner was getting physical with him. And Diao not able to get it. Roger Bell can't control the rebound. Off it comes now to Miller. Boykins with a nice ball fake and off the glass. Rebound Thomas. Thomas just everywhere right now. Really doing a job on the board. House for the corner. 3. And here is Miller comes down with it. This crowd is just absolutely electrified by House. And there's a blocking foul on Bell.
Well, that was a tough jumper for Eddie House as he had the 7-footer Camby running out on him. That time I'd like to see him give him a little up fake and take it all the way to the basket. And then Boykins using that mighty physique to knock Raja Bell off, and that could have easily been an offensive foul as he extended that right arm.
Now here comes Marion in the game, playing with 5 fouls. House will leave, and listen to this crowd.
Eddie House single-handedly turned this game around. The Suns couldn't hit a shot. Denver had all the momentum. He came in, hit a few big jumpers, and you just saw the wind go out of Denver's sails.
And so Boykins will go to the free throw line. Boykins always has been a good free throw shooter. Last year, he shot 92%. That was second in the league. Boy, House is so much fun. We understand that Carmelo Anthony will not play the rest of the night. I don't know if he's tweaked that ankle, but Anthony will sit down. It is his ankle. And so he is done for the night. And the Suns are trying to do the same thing to his teammates. Just finish him off. 94-85. Camby trying to stay with Nash. Ball deflected by Kenyon Martin. And what have we got here? We got a loose ball foul. It's going to be on Steve Nash.
Well, the Suns are running all wheel play, and they got caught watching the paint dry. Steve went into the paint and got that ball slapped away and tried to get it back and slapped Marcus Camby on the arm. He's going to go to the free throw line.
Watching that paint dry, that could be pretty boring sometimes, you know.
Sure can.
4:37 left to go in this game. We're over the team foul limit. Denver has 14 fouls. Camby back at the line again. So the Suns in this winning streak have won different ways. You know, they've won with a good defense. And here now tonight, it was a three-point shooting, the explosiveness of House. They're finding different ways to win these games.
Well, you know, they've been big all year, and the big difference from this team and last year is the bench production. We've had guys who really come off the bench and provide big sparks, and Eddie House has been a guy who on numerous occasions have come up and really just put this team on his shoulders.
The bench has averaged 31.5 points a game after last season averaging just over 18. What a difference. Here is Nash now with 6 on the shot clock. Thomas with another rebound. Boy, what a job he's done. That's 15 rebounds. Nash now taking some time, and we've got a moving call on Diaw. That'll be his 5th foul. So Diaw and Marion both playing with 5 fouls.
Well, Buckner being very aggressive on the defensive end, trying to deny Boris the ball there on the elbow. Boris got caught pushing off.
Suns have 6 guys in double figures. You add Eddie House to the starting 5 to come up with that total. Here's Boykins going baseline, brings it out the middle. He traveled with it. That is turnover number 20 against the Denver Nuggets. 4 minutes left to go. Suns next game, of course, Sunday against Atlanta. And they've won 19 of the last 25. That'll be on Channel 45, UPN. They split the season series for the last 6 years with this Atlanta team. Here now is Nash. Nash pops free and got it. And Nash now has 20 points.
Beautiful two-man game by the 2 All-Stars, Marion and Nash. Sean doing a good job of just delivering the ball, setting the screen. Nash with an easy 15-footer. And the Camby continues to impress.
Boy, Camby is just playing sensational. 27 points, 16 rebounds. Nash with a double-double, 20 points, 10 assists. That's his 8th double-double of the year. Here's Marion, who has that double-double floating, and that's a typical patented move by Sean Marion.
Well, I'd like to see that. He turned down that wide-open 3 and used his athletic ability, got in the paint, shot that runner off of 1 foot.
Well, the Suns approaching 100 points as Kenyon Martin able to hit it. As they've been under 100 points 4 times, 3 of the last 5, but it looks like that's going to disappear tonight. Inside 3 minutes to go. Nash has switched. Kenyon Martin jumps out on him. 10 on the shot clock. Marion's got a mismatch on Boykins. They're trying to exploit it. Off it comes to Marion, blocked by Camby. That's the reason he's so good in this league. 2nd in the league in blocked shots at the start of the night.
Well, Steve threw that pass too high. Gave Camby a lot of time from the weak side to get over there and get that blocked shot. And then you see him on the offensive end cleaning up Andre Miller's miss down the post. So, you know, the Nuggets are 5-0 when they score over 100 points this year. So Suns would be well here to try to keep them under 100.
Well, Camby has a season high now, 29 points. His previous high had been 24, and he has just been a whirling dervish out there. He's everywhere. Now they switch again with Camby coming out on Nash. 5 on the shot clock. Marion will shoot against Boykins. Nash tried to come up with a rebound. Camby's got it. He loses it. And eventually picked up. Scott Brooks wanted a foul. He's screaming for one.
I don't know what he was doing. Kurt Thomas just standing there with his hands up. He looked like a fish out of water just flopping around on the floor.
They swing it around the corner. Marion lines up a three. Count it. The three ball. And Marion proud to own the three-point zone. And Holmes donates another $150 to Suns Charities. Scott Brooks almost got a technical. He was chasing the official down. No T. 101-93. The Phoenix Suns. Suns a minute 49 away from the 5th straight win, and the Spirit of Service Player of the Game is brought to you by Quest, where service makes all the difference, and Eddie House, to no surprise, is our player of the game.
Yeah, just kind of pulled up these Suns by the bootstraps as they struggled there in the third quarter, came out and hit his first 3 jumpers, and not only got this crowd into it, but got his teammates into it, and able to turn around the momentum. The Suns now lead this Denver team 101-93 with a minute 49 left, and Eddie House, as he's done numerous times here at America West Arena, got on fire.
He did, and I tell you, there's no substitute for good shooting, and there's the shooting of Eddie House. Suns also have done a good job fast break-wise this game. They have 21 fast break points to Denver's 10, and we said at the start of the game, Denver leads the league with 21 fast break points a game.
Yeah, they really do, and the Suns have done a good job of getting back and limiting the easy baskets of the Nuggets.
And so the Suns, after sweeping the season series last year, trying to win game 1 of 4 meetings. So Andre Miller will inbound, a minute 49 left to go. Miller off to Camby. They'll bring it out to Boykins, picked up by Nash. Set a screen on Nash. Boykins, Camby's going to go inside, and he shot that one from his hip. He got it up and in.
That was a tough shot, as Sean Marion did a good job of recovering, getting out, making him put the ball on the floor, and made him take a tough runner off the glass.
31 points now for Camby. 101-95. Nash with another superb game. Boykins trying to track him down. Look at this pass. Marion blocked by Camby. Camby came into this game with 52 blocks. He had high of 7 in one game, and he has 3 tonight. That ball deflected out, and that'll be turnover number 22 against Denver.
Well, bad decision by Boykins there. Delivered the ball to Camby where he had no chance of doing anything with it, caused the turnover.
You stand corrected. Camby had 8 against the Hornets. His previous had been 7. So tonight, again, an impact in this game, but the Suns going to be able to overcome that. Here is Kurt Thomas staying with it, and a loose ball foul, and Scott Brooks helped officiate that one. He was all over that play as Thomas commits his 4th.
Well, I think that was a good call. Steve Nash getting all the way to the basket, missed the layup. Kurt Thomas being very aggressive on the boards. Just see Nash just missing the puppy and goes over Camby's back and gets the foul. Good call.
22 free throws have been shot tonight by Denver. Suns with 14. They've hit 19 of 22, and Camby going to the line again. So this guy is playing at the highest level of his career. He is absolutely sensational. He was averaging 3.47 blocks a game, 16 points, almost 14 rebounds a game. And tonight, 32 points and 19 rebounds. 101-97, less than a minute to go. Camby has 14 points in the 4th quarter. Boykins now trying to track Nash. Nash taking some time off the clock. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Tells Diaw to go inside. Gets a screen from Thomas into the corner. Marion the 3 ball. And they go up. Camby, Thomas battle for it. And timeout. Denver got it, and they called the timeout. I tell you, there were a lot of guys up for that rebound.
Well, a lot of confusion there for the Suns. Not sure what they wanted to run, and they got the pick and roll. Steve got all the way down to the lane, and Sean got the wide open 3. I'm not sure that's the shot we want here at the end. And like you said, a lot of guys go up there, can be able to get it, calls a timeout.
Marcus Camby literally calling the timeout as we come back with 28 seconds left. Hey, and thanks to our producer, David Hughes, and our director, Bob Adlock. Thanks, guys. Excellent job and a very, very entertaining game. Let's go back to that last sequence. I think he got his nose bloodied on this.
Well, I mean, he's done everything for the Nuggets and just continues to work hard. And nothing wrong with a little blood, you know, sign of a warrior. But the Suns here, we got a 2-possession game. The Suns need to stop here. They need to not allow Denver to come down, get a quick bucket, force them into a tough shot, secure the rebound, get the ball into Steve Nash's hands, and make free throws.
So we come back. Denver has no timeouts left in this game. The Suns have 2 fulls and a 20 left. They're waiting on Camby now to try to get the bleeding stopped. And he's trying to keep his head elevated so he will not have any more problems, as he'll stay in the ball game. Scott Brooks has got to have him. They're still alive in this game. It's not over yet. Camby brings it out now to Boykins. About 3 seconds difference between the game and the shot clock. Boykins out to Miller. Miller with a 3 ball. And the rebound by Roger Bell. Big rebound, and Bell calls a timeout. So the Suns with 14 seconds now in very good position.
Good job by the Suns. Not only did they make him run some time off the clock, but they made Andre Miller take a 3, which he's not really, you know, it's not a shot that he wants to take. So good job by the Suns. Roger Bell coming back, getting the offensive rebound. Now they got to get the ball inbounds and make some free throws.
Phoenix Suns, they've had a very good homestand. 3rd game of a 5-game homestand. Trying to go 3-0 on this homestand. As let's watch this shot by Andre Miller. Kind of a line drive.
Well, Andre Miller's only made 1 3-pointer all year long. It's only the 9th one he's taken. So that's a shot definitely that Scotty Brooks didn't want for Denver to take. And a good job by the Suns of not allowing them to get to the basket and then getting the offensive rebound.
Here's the leading scorers now. You can see Camby leading the way, but look at Marion, Nash, Thomas. You have to add the rebounds to that total as well. But it's Camby who is very, very impressive for this Denver team. He's not going to play now. He's continuing to have problems with that nosebleed. Diaw will inbound with 14, gets it into Nash. Nash trying to keep him going back court, and then they commit the foul. Boy, Scott Brooks does more officiating as a coach than anybody I've ever seen.
Well, dangerous play there. Steve Nash almost got forced to the...
Did he step over? We'll see. We're going to take a look at it. If he had, in fact, that would have been backcourt. He did. He did.
And that's what I think
Scott Brooks is out there on the floor right now telling the officials what he did. There he is.
And has a legitimate beef.
Yes, he does. And so Brooks, who's been officiating all night long, should have been listened to on that particular play.
We're all glad he wasn't.
You're right.
Oh,
how about this? Nash coming in here tonight was 50 of 51 from the free throw line.
Inconceivable.
And Steve hits the second. So
there's probably a pretty good chance he was going to make that one.
I think so too. Especially with shooting 98%. Boykins long 3, rebound Diaw, that'll do it. And the Suns are going to win it. They've won their 5th in a row. They now will go to 9-5, 6-4 at home. They've won 6 of their last 7. Thanks to Tom Delnos, our statistician, and Sheila Simpson, our stage manager, and Thunder Dan Marley.
Holla!
Our next Suns game on FSN Arizona's Tuesday against the Portland Trail Blazers. Suns countdown starts at 6:30. Now for a complete look at what's happening in the Arizona sports scene, including much more from the Suns win. It's time now for the Arizona Sports Report with Corey Kessler and Sandy Williams.